Welcome into TV24's Primetime Sports. I'm Gerhard Mathingani, joined in by Chase Robinson in Atlanta, Georgia for the third session of Media Days. Chase, you've been here the past 2 days, and today, starting with day 3, is the first day we have the in-state schools.
Absolutely, and as always, a big turnout for the Alabama Crimson Tide, the defending national champions. There's been a lot of changes in the offseason for the Tide, including a couple of new coordinators. Mike Loxley living up to be the offensive coordinator, and running back Damian Harris is looking forward to working with Loxley.
Every coach has their own style, and Coach Loxley obviously brings something different to the table than any OC that we've had in the past. But we're still trying to figure him out, and he's still trying to figure us out as an offense and how he's going to do things personnel-wise. How we're going to split things up. So, we're still looking forward to working with him. Fall camp's coming up, so we're really learning a lot about ourselves as an offense, and we're looking forward to it.
The Tide has always had a strong core of receivers. They lost 3 last season, but have a strong group of young guys coming up to take the role of receivers and really positions all over the field. Coach Saban has full confidence in these young guys.
I think we have 3 really good freshman receivers who played and made great contribution last year, to our team. And I think those guys are going to develop into a very dynamic group, and we're excited about their future. And hopefully they'll continue to grow and develop and be very, very productive players. We obviously lost some very good players at the receiver position, but we're excited about those guys and their opportunity to be successful in the future.
The expectation is the same. We set that kind of from day one that, this isn't high school anymore. If you're going to be on the team, you're going to contribute. And a lot of the guys that did contribute, they stepped up to the plate and they want to take on that role. They don't want to be treated as a freshman anymore. So, everyone on our team, that shows the depth that we have, is that, we've got a bunch of 4- and 5-star recruits every year, and they come in and, really take their job seriously and want to play early.
The quarterback situation, of course, a hot topic in Tuscaloosa and right here in Atlanta, and Nick Saban was quick to answer that question in his opening statement.
A lot of the personnel decisions, including the quarterback situation, and I know you're chomping at the bit and everybody's got their hand up to try to ask the question as quickly as possible. It's yet to be determined. It's going to be determined in fall camp by who wins the team, and there's not really a whole lot else to say about it.
Next up is Tennessee. The Vols high on hope right now with new head coach Jeremy Pruitt. The former Alabama defensive coordinator has rejuvenated the fan base and a new group of players excited to learn from a proven champion.
He's a motivator, and he demands the most out of his players. So I know that if we buy into what he's saying, that we can really achieve a lot together.
I just remember so many former of his players, came back and just told me how much respect they have from him and how well of a coach he is, and I really just believe that. I can see it with my own eyes now. So I'm really just proud, to have him as our head coach, and really excited about, the program of Tennessee football.
Pruitt has been on a fast track to an SEC head coaching job, but the Rainsville, Alabama native says it all goes back to his days coaching high school football.
Well, I think when you look at our staff that we've hired, out of the 10 on-field position coaches and myself, 8 out of the 11 started off as a high school football coach. To me, the men that get into high school ball, they want to have a positive impact on young people. They know that when they take those jobs that they're going to be in the classroom. They understand that football's secondary, that education's first. I think if you're going to be a good high school coach or any coach, you've got to have a great teaching progression. You've got to have patience. You've got to have understanding. And I think nobody understands that better than somebody that's worked in high school.
The Mississippi State Bulldogs also welcome in a new head coach in Joe Morehouse. He's not only new to the SEC, but to the South altogether. And boy, does he have his work cut out for him in Starkville, playing in the SEC West.
The SEC West on a weekly basis, and even our crossover games that, much like the Big Ten, and talked about out there a little bit, that the margin of error is razor thin. And, at Penn State last year, we were 4 points away from being undefeated. Lost to Ohio State by 1 and lost to Michigan State by 3. And in a conference like this, you have to be on top of it every single week if you want to have an opportunity, to be back in Atlanta in December and certainly continuing your season beyond that.
Bulldog quarterback Nick Fitzgerald went down with an ankle injury in the Egg Bowl last season. It's been a long road to recovery heading into his final season as a Mississippi State Bulldog. He stayed strong all throughout.
The week or two period after the surgery, in which I just can't really do anything but lay there on my couch and try to take some pain meds to fall asleep. So that was definitely a downtime. But at the same time, I had to be strong for my teammates. Had to make sure that the fans knew I was going to come back stronger and better than ever. And I always kept that positive attitude that, I will be back, I will play again, and I'm going to go make plays. So it wasn't too hard to stay positive.
And finally, Missouri enters year 3 under head coach Barry Odom. The Tigers have improved from 4-8 in year 1 to 7-6 last year. With 17 returning starters, including quarterback Drew Lock back under center, Odom hopes to see another jump in 2018.
The charge for us as a staff is make sure that every guy was on the field last year that played at a pretty good level. Well, he's got to play at a better level this year. And then that's the way then you become a special team when you can put that together. They got the drive and the determination to get better than they were a year ago when they had some success.
And that's a wrap for day 3 here in Atlanta, SEC Media Days. Coming up, Chase, tomorrow, another big one.
Another big one. We got the Auburn Tigers, Vanderbilt, and the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Absolutely. And we'll be here at the Omni Hotel and the College Football Hall of Fame for all the wrap-up of SEC Media Days, the 4th and final day. That is it for TV 24's Primetime Sports. The Breakfast Forecast with John is next.